Ginika, the greedy girl. Ginika sat on the floor of the village square and started eating the sacrifice made for the gods of the land. She went home with a full stomach. Moments later, she realized her mouth isn't opening. It has been glued together. A long time ago, in a quiet little village, surrounded by tall palm trees and red earth, there lived a beautiful girl named Ginika. She was the last born in a family of 3 children. Her parents loved her dearly, and her elder brother and sister always looked out for her. But Ginika had one problem. She was obsessed with food. This obsession started from when she was a child. Whenever their mother cooked and kept food for everyone, Ginika would finish her own, then sneak back to the kitchen and eat her siblings' share. Her brother Obiora would shout, "Mama, Ginika has eaten my food again." And her sister Doris would shout, "This girl, you have a long throat." But their mother would sigh and say, "Leave her, she's still a child." As the years passed, Ginika's appetite only grew worse. Once she perceived the aroma of food from her neighbor's house, she would hurry there and stand quietly beside the person eating until they pitied her and said, "Ginika, come and join me." The moment they invited her, she would not hesitate. She would rush and eat with both hands as if the food were hers. At first, people laughed over it, but soon, neighbors began to whisper about her gluttonous habits, and they ran whenever they saw her approaching while they were eating. They knew if Ginika stood beside them, they would lose half of their meal. As time went on, the villagers mocked her. They said, "Ginika, is there a talking drum in your belly? No matter how much you eat, it keeps beating for more." But Ginika didn't care. Despite Ginika's heavy eating, she never added weight. She maintained her slim figure. One day, as Ginika was eating with her father after she had just finished eating her own portion, her father warned her, "My daughter, he who eats more than he shared today will suffer shame tomorrow." But Ginika only smiled and licked the palm oil from her fingers. Her greed finally disgraced her during the wedding ceremony of her elder sister Doris. On that fateful day, the compound was full of drumming, dancing, and laughter. The caterers had cooked mountains of jollof rice, goat's meat, and chicken with assorted dishes. Everyone was dancing and cheering the lovely couple, except Ginika, who marched to the caterers and said boldly, "I am the bride's sister. Give me a cooler of food to share to the guests." Believing her, they handed her a big cooler. But instead of serving, Ginika dragged it to a corner and began to eat alone. Soon, guests started complaining that they had not eaten. The caterers went to the bride and said, "Your sister came and carried a whole cooler of food, and it seems like she didn't share the food." Doris' face darkened. She got so angry and went to look for Ginika. She found Ginika sitting at the corner of their house, her wrapper stained with oil, her mouth full. Angrily, she cried, "So you could not just behave yourself today? On my wedding day? You are a disgrace. With this your gluttonous behavior, no man will ever marry you." Ginika got angry and stood up. She carried the half-empty cooler into the house, but her sister's word burned in her heart like pepper in her eye. That night, Ginika lay awake thinking, "How can Doris say those hurtful words to me? So they believe no man will marry me? I will prove them wrong. We shall see." From that day on, she dressed neatly, wore beads, and smiled more at men. She laughed sweetly whenever they passed. She even changed her walking step, but the young men whispered, "Beware, this is Ginika, the one with the drum in her belly. If you marry her, she will eat you empty." Still, Ginika did not give up. It was in her quest for a man that she met Ikenna, a handsome young man from a neighboring village. He was tall and charming. He said he loved her smile. Soon, they began to date. Ginika loved him so much, they even began to walk hand in hand through the village square. Ginika's parents were delighted. At least, they said, she now has something else to obsess about, not only food. But the villagers only mocked louder. "Ikenna, beware. Ginika has a drum in her belly. One day she will eat you too." Ginika would squeeze Ikenna's hand and whisper, "Don't mind them, my love. They are jealous of us. I barely eat. I have a very small appetite for food." Ginika loved Ikenna so deeply that she spent nearly every moment of her day by his side. She tried so hard to hide her bad eating habit from him. Whenever Ikenna gave her food, she ate only little, pretending to have a small appetite, but inside, her stomach roared like a hungry lion. One afternoon, Ginika visited Ikenna. He served her rice and tomato stew. She took a few spoons and said, "I'm not very hungry." But as hours passed, her belly rumbled. She lied to Ikenna and said, "Ikenna, I need to go home now. My mom sent me to run an errand for her by evening." On her way home, Ginika's eyes caught sight of a large wooden bowl placed carefully under the shade of an old tree. Inside it lay steaming roasted yams and generous cuts of meat, shining in the